Hi all, Bill Greenberg with PhoneScholarcom. Sorry I'm chuckling, but this is take 3. For some reason, the brain is out to lunch today. Anyway, here's a summary. Today is Monday, July 19, 2010. Here's a summary of what's on PhoneScholar.com today. The first article is something that I wrote, which is what should I get? I had a person, Jan, sent me an email asking about what smartphone to get. Jan is traveling across country using the company logins to make phone calls and get emails, and currently has a Go phone and looking to upgrade. I told Jan basically to go into each one of the carrier stores, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, and AT&T, and check out. Now I gave Jan the top phones to get, basically the $200 phones, the iPhone, stuff like that, to take a look and play with them and find out what is best for that person. So if you are someone who is looking possibly in the same boat, what I suggest is go into the store, play with the phones, because there's going to be, some people have to have the actual QWERTY keyboard like on a BlackBerry. Some people can use just the touch screen. Personally, I like a QWERTY keyboard, so maybe if they want both, they get one of the slider phones. But I put a number of phones for each carrier on the website. Actually, I put 2 to 3 phones, which is all you should be comparing. If you start getting up to 5 and 6 phones, you're going to blow your mind and not know which way to go. And basically what I would do is I'd look at one, look at another, choose between those two, and then possibly go to a third. Don't go back to the first. Once you make a decision, stick with it and go with the next one. But I would try all 4 carriers, and the cool thing is if you do get a phone from a carrier, you normally have at least 15 if not 30 days to try it out, and if you're not in love with it, you can bring it back. Now some places do have restocking fees, so you do have to check for that. So check those out. If you have any questions, I put it on the website. I put the carrier, the pricing plans and the phones I suggest to take a look at. But you can also email me at blogquestions@PhoneScholar.com if you once you go into the store and you have any questions. So check that out. Next, here we go. This is the follow-up from Friday. iPhone defense prompts new debate, and it's all over the place, all the carriers. The next 2 articles, BlackBerry maker angry at Apple, claims over signal reception, and HTC and Samsung rebut Apple's smartphone claims. And everybody's saying that it was just wrong, that the barcodes are still not definitely an indication of whether you get reception or not. It's just really nuts. Now there's an 8-minute video that I put on this first article from the Wall Street Journal Digits, which I think is an excellent thing. It's about an 8-minute video, but only the first half focuses on this. So go ahead and watch that. I think you'll be very interested. And like I said, this is going to spark all kinds of debate. The most pertinent thing is when somebody at the actual conference on Friday who had a BlackBerry Bold, the same one that Steve Jobs supposedly went from 5 bars to 1, couldn't recreate the same problem, holding the same and everything, and Steve Jobs basically said, well, they don't all work in the same area. So it just kind of goes to show that it really looks like Jobs and Apple kind of was able to create possibly a false sense of this whole thing to lump the iPhone into the categories of all the other phones. And like I said, this is Steve Jobs' job. It's his job to protect the company for investors, and to put out the fires as they come along. So he did an excellent job. Personally, if you have a company that's that big and that solid, if it was my company, I would love to be able to say, and I'm not in that position so I don't know, but I'd love to be able to say, you know what, yep, I'm sorry, we messed up. Here's the situation, we messed up, we're looking at it, we're figuring it out, we apologize to you, and here's a solution for now. And he kind of did that. He never truly apologized, but he did the solution with the bumpers. Although in one of the articles, it's very interesting to say that they immediately made bumpers for the iPhone, meaning the silicone case that goes around them to protect against the antenna problems. Yet Apple has never made cases for any of their other iPhones. They always let third-party and other manufacturers and partnered with other manufacturers to do that. So that was an interesting point. But basically what he has done is he has saved $1.5 billion in revenue by doing a recall by spending $5 to $10 million to give away these bumpers. So like I said, kudos for him to give a good job. I just wish they had the ability to say, I'm sorry. Here we go, under categories, Android and Verizon Wireless. Is Motorola Droid X in danger of self-destruction? And basically, supposedly, there's a program in there called eFuse, which basically deactivates the phone and possibly makes it into a brick, although they're saying that. And the eFuse activates when you try to change the configuration of the phone. So in other words, if you try to hack the phone and change the actual configuration, it shuts it down. So when you're trying to do illegal stuff, the phone protects itself. and there's a big stink over this, so I don't quite understand that whole concept behind it, but if somebody knows this better, please let me know. Under Apple and iPhone, why Apple's secrecy came back to bite it. And basically, this is kind of true, and the whole concept is that they said that if they would have let more users and more people try out the iPhone 4 before it went out, they might have been able to find this antenna problem and resolve this whole thing. But because it was so secret and so protected, that they're dealing with the PR nightmare they are right now. And then under Google, Google to stop selling Nexus 1. And the most significant part of this is that the Nexus was basically the first Google phone and kind of started off this whole Android thing and really started off the whole superphone thing. So they're no longer going to be carrying it, but there's plenty others to choose from. That's all I got for today. Have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. As with everything, please go to www.phone scholar.com to check out the full articles on these. Later.